Hey, this is Dee from lipstickunplug.com. Okay, so I have released my transparency report, the first one that's for all the way basically 2012 through March 2013. So I started somewhere really spending a lot in June or so of 2012, and then really grew my business, launched my show in January. So the purpose of this report is to start showing you what I'm going to do exactly through video, audio, etc., and through the podcast of what I'm going to do to grow my traffic for tactical branding. So the purpose of this video is to show you, and hopefully you're not doing these same things on your site, but it's to go more in depth about what I'm going to try and why I think it'll work, kind of what the experts say. And this is just informal. I'm not even going to cut this video. But my main goal is to keep it short. So I showed you in the other report Marie Forleo's site, and I talked about how the designer that I'm working with is a conversion specialist, Tom Ross, who I met in Fizzle, has basically, he really recommended big photos like this on the site. He said that, that I have a personality that's not coming through. You just see this photo that I took, this Dee looking at you smiling, and even on the Meet Dee page, it has Dee looking at you smiling. And what you don't see on that is kind of more photos across the top to say exactly who I am. And I have a lot of these zoomed in. I'm zooming in, I'm pressing the little zoom in, so they might show a little pixelated. But here, you don't even get to scroll down and see my mom and my dad. And the reason my mom, who died from depression, she was an alcoholic, and she actually died from alcoholism, but liver failure that it was associated with. But you don't get to scroll down and see that and see pictures of me and my family. You don't get to see that because it's not highlighted on this page. And he said the black background is really taken away from the experience. So one of the things we have to pay attention to is when you go to Meet Dee and you see this one line and just me, you don't really get to scroll down and see that there's a whole lot there that actually tells you a lot more about me. The people who do scroll down and they see my why and how I can help them, they sign up. The ones who trudge through all of this black background with white text. And so most likely you won't have that, but you have to think about the user experience. And at the time that I was building the site, which is why it was designed this way, I explained that I wanted the main thing you to do is see the latest show and then have some options here while you're watching it. But what a lot of people do is they click and they go to the show's website and they miss those other options in the first place. And Basma does not have kind of some of the photos that, for instance, I'll pull up Tara Gentile, her interview right there, because I create custom photos for every interview that I do. So you'll see like a really cool big photo. I wasn't able to find one of Basma, and I need to get one from her. But then see, there's these other distracting elements over here in the right hand column. So we're going to remove that, but internal linking is good. So keeping popular posts or popular interviews, and then have like Marie listens to a lot of good design experts. They have all their social proof in the sidebar. So they have really easy resources that cover maybe the top 2 or 3 things that your visitors are going to want. For instance, mine will probably be, it's going to be a branding 101 that is, here's the really great articles that I have all about branding. And it's going to have other things. So basically here, you don't really have anything fancy. It just has some of the top videos and things that she does in a certain particular area. And again, it has her personality at the top of the page. So he said that he wants to see something like that. And it's not to copy Marie. You're never going to copy anyone in your niche, but and with your target market. It's just that it shows who you are, and that's what people are going to be drawn to. So we want a really clean page with just a couple menus maybe somewhere on the page. She has a professional logo, really great photos, and he said it can even be just a really high quality photo. He pointed out Pat Flynn from Smart Passive Income, that on his about, he just has kind of a picture of him and his son. And that's good enough. Like, well, here's the dog. I think he had the one of his son. But it just kind of shows him. And it doesn't have to be that fancy. And he has like that torn paper look because that's who he is. He has, hello, this is Pat, with him and his son. So you get his personality on these different pages when you go to his site. And from my understanding, I know that Pat is going to be completely redoing his site. He's upgrading it, and he's changing some things too, because he's he's got a hot mess going on up here up top too. He has all these different social icons. He's taken to 1 billion pages. There's all this crap in his sidebar. So I'm willing to bet that Pat's going to be changing that sometime soon. Another page that I like is, I'm a huge Tara Gentile fan, and she has personality all over her site. So she has a handful of menus. What do you want people to do? Free resources, speaking. You definitely need a hire me page. That's one thing that I don't have if you go to my site. But Tara is another person that really has some cool stuff, and she has the pictures. So what's really going to help is each page that on your site needs to be very simple and have one main thing that you're trying to showcase. So with her, his is her working with people, right? And then on the left side, she has a couple things. She has her Kickstart Labs, which is a really cool product for, I think it's like a little mini boot camp, and it's a program. And then boom, there's her sign up list that has her right there with her personality. And I guarantee you that her hair has changed, by the way. Like, it's red here. It was different in my video. I pulled this picture, but actually, like in the video, she has like shorter hair, and it's really different. I like when people change their hair a lot. And I wanted to show you one more site. This one's Expert Enough and Think Traffic. And Think Traffic has a really good resources page that I'd like to create. And it's basically, they added the Fizzle thing, but above it, they said online business training that you'll love. They really have their unique selling proposition, really good logos. They have the traffic toolbox that you can get. So these are all really cool sites that I'll link to. Expert Enough is another one where you can see an example that although they have the manifesto and some stuff going on over here, you can really see that even if you're using kind of a more template, like a standard looking site, that they have some cool things that they're doing too. Like for instance, you can guest post on their site, and they have, and that's really cool. So the things that I'm going to be doing is putting my personality on every page. I need to clean up the Meet D page. We're going to be starting over with the menus. He really loved the logo, the niche, the content. All of that's great, but making that look clean so you'll get to see what that's all about. My homie Greg at mobilemixed.com, he has a podcast as well. That's him. He's really laid back, and he's doing the same thing with the resources. He has New Here, Get Your Mobile Toolkit, and he has a couple other things that he's selling, but he doesn't like have a whole mess of a site. I'm not all that keen on the design of it because I think his face should be somewhere like on the front page of the site. But Greg is really good about just making really easy videos so that you can get to know his personality, and he's working with a lot of online business builders, and you're gonna definitely recognize their names. So the last resource that I wanted to point you to is Fizzle. The Fizzle community again is Corbett, Caleb, and Chase. Chase is a crazy person. He's the crazy one. And they have a really clean site and a really great online community for Fizzle. That's where a lot of the folks who are helping me with my site, that's where they come from. Sometimes we barter. Sometimes we give each other discounts just because we want to help each other out. Other times we charge full price. But either way, we're there together giving each other expert advice in the forums besides just being on the Fizzle library. And we're really getting to grow our online businesses there. So if you're in Fizzle, I want you to say hi. If not, I believe they have like different trials and things you can get started. And it's just a really cool online community that I think is going to really help most of us grow our online brands. If that's your kind of where you want to be, there's other resources for you too, including Tara, who is a branding coach. So this is one of the last times that you might be looking at this website. This is the old site. I'm going to have a new one. I'm going to post that as soon as I can. And I hope that you continue to stick with me on these updates. Let me know if it's been helpful over in the comments on the blog. Hey, this is Dee. For more no-gloss tips, tools, and tactics to grow your online brand and business, join me on my insiders list at lipstickunplug.com/join. Or if you're viewing this from the website, you can just sign up now at the end of this video.